Okay, guys. Hey guys, this is Fernando from We Love Metal, and today I have the honorable pleasure of sitting here with Charlotte Wessels of Delain. They're currently in town on their North American tour. They're touring alongside Xandria and Sonata Arctica, and they're touring in support of their latest album, The Human Contradiction. How are you today, Charlotte?
Fine, thanks.
Good, good. So how are you liking the area?
It's good. We've been here one time before last year. Back then there was a big car show around here. Today it's more quiet. Didn't really have a chance to look around yet, but I'm enjoying myself.
Okay, well, hope you like the area. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us today. In support of your latest album, The Human Contradiction, I know it's been out for a couple months now, and I know it's definitely your best album, I think, so far out of all your other albums.
Well, thank you.
The album is amazing. I love the symphonic aspect of the album, the melodic aspect, and the vocals, of course, I really like a lot. And what struck me the most was the lyrics and the concepts in each song. So in regards to your newest album, how do you think the album turned out? Was it better than you thought, or it was going to be this good, or?
Well, we gave ourselves kind of a crazy time pressure when we made the album, because we had a tour coming up with In Temptation, which was in April, and we started working on the album when we came back from our tour last year with Camilla, which was also end of September, so beginning of October. So we basically had a time in between October and April to get an entire album out, which was ambitious for sure. And at some points I did, question like, aren't we rushing into this? At the other hand, it was kind of a refreshing idea to just go with whatever ideas came to us in the writing booth, and not to second guess everything, because, well, on the one hand, we didn't have the time to second guess everything, and on the other hand, also creatively it's kind of nice, to just allow whatever comes to come. In the end, I think it turned out really well, considering the time pressure, considering everything.
It's an amazing album, without a doubt. So, in terms of the songwriting process and recording, how do you guys go about that? I know you said you guys had from October to April to do it. So, could you describe the songwriting and the recording stages of the album?
Yeah, well, basically, how we do it is in the beginning of the songs, like the very basis, we write it with Martijn, our keyboardist, Guus Eikens, who's a guitarist who's been involved with us from the very beginning, and myself. And we work either from scratch or from an idea or a concept that one of us has in mind, and then we bring it to the table, and then we work on it, the three of us, until we have a song that has basically a solid structure, the good melodies. Like, it doesn't have to be finished, but it has to be complete, So this is something that we usually do, the three of us. Sometimes other people are involved as well, but this is usually how it goes. And then when we feel like we have the basis of a song, then we kind of open up that process, and everybody starts, working on their respective parts. So Martijn starts working on the arrangement, I start working on the lyrics, and the songs are sent to the guys who start working on their parts and refining it, etc. And that's also when, if we invite some other people, like external people, like this time we had a classical arranger involved, or the guest vocalist, they are usually approached like when we are really happy with the song and we think like it's there, then there's that final stage of seeing what that does to the song. And
nice, awesome, cool. So I understand that there was a book that pretty much inspired The Human Contradiction. I kind of read a little bit about the book. It's very interesting. Would you mind telling us a bit about that book?
It was basically the title is very much taken from that book. It's one of my favorite books. It's called Lilith's Brood by Octavia E. Butler. It's basically a sci-fi trilogy. And in the first book, The Human Contradiction as a concept is introduced as the fact that humans are both hierarchic and intelligent, which are two qualities which could work pretty well apart from each other, but not so well together.
Okay.
And it is explained that, you know, because we use our intelligence to kind of serve these hierarchic instincts, that this is exactly the that this is exactly the thing that causes us to pick random qualities in others, and then use those qualities to place those others higher or lower on this socially constructed ladder. And this is exactly the kind of behavior that you see in structures of oppression, such as, you know, racism, sexism, speciesism, you name it. And I remember reading that book and really liking the book. I had to actually read it for my studies, the gender studies, and the phrase really, or like the human contradiction as like a concept, it really works so well within the book, within fiction, and it sounds kind of poetic, and it worked within the story, but at the same time it struck me how well it also works in real life. And so it's not so much that the record was inspired by the book, but I was looking at the songs that we had on the record, and there were, again, just as with our previous record, there were a lot of songs which were about, you know, otherness and the way that people deal with it. So I thought that since these topics are included in this record, again, from so many different perspectives, you know, both from sexism, speciesism, that the human contradiction as a title would work very well as an overarching concept.
Oh, awesome.
That's basically the story.
All right, awesome. So yeah, no, the morals in the album are really amazing. I think we can all learn something from this album and from the book as well. So since this is one of your stops on the North American tour, were you guys in Europe over the summer touring?
Sorry?
Were you guys in Europe this summer touring?
Yeah. We did in spring. We did the big European tour with Within Temptation, and then after that we've done some Dutch shows, and we've also done a lot of summer festivals. So yeah, we've been keeping busy.
Okay, cool. So after this tour, what are your future touring plans regarding this year and through next year?
We've got one European tour coming up with Sabaton and Battle Beast, and then after that we've got another tour coming up, which I am still officially not allowed to speak, but it will be announced like within 2 weeks or something on our website.
Okay.
And it's going to be interesting for everyone in the US. I think.
I'm getting excited already. Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps. So in regards to touring, is there anyone you personally would like to tour with in the future?
Yeah, and it's going to happen too. So
wow,
yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm aware of the Metal Female Voices Festival in Europe, so you guys should definitely start something over here, because us Americans need some more of that good European metal. So I know you had Marco from Nightwish. He came back for this album, and also Alyssa from Arch Enemy, which with her vocals, I think it was an awesome way to end the album. Is there anyone else you would maybe like to have guest star in your future albums?
Yeah, there's a lot of artists which I would really like to work with. I mean, within the genre there is loads of talented musicians, but also outside the genre there are so many artists that I love and that, you know, I would, you know, kill for it to do. Like one of the things that I would really love is to have like a really dark ballad with Nick Cave. That would be.
Oh, that sounds really awesome. All right, awesome. So in regards to touring, recording, and writing music, do you guys solely rely on the music business to make a living, or is there anything else you guys do to pretty much support you guys?
It's different for everybody in the band. Some of us do it full time, others have jobs. I just graduated in January, and I thought, you know, some people take a year off to travel, and I'm just going to give it a year to see how full time, whether that is, you know, doable, whether that's okay. I might need something to make ends meet still, because, well, everybody knows that you don't necessarily get super rich from music unless you have like real mainstream hits and stuff. So it's complicated, but yeah, we give it a shot. You know.
Okay, well, it would be unfortunate to see you guys go. That'd be Yeah, it'd be a bad day.
No, but this is not the thing. It's more that it could happen that at one point, like I'm trying to do this full time now. Like worst case, I have to get like a shitty job next to it to support my music.
Oh,
That. But actually, it's going pretty well, and we've been doing better and better. So I've got high hopes that it will be possible to do this. But it's amazing the kind of bands of which you think must be, you know, people think they're rich and famous and they have jobs on the side.
Oh yeah,
you should look into that. It's crazy.
Surprised when you find out about that.
Yeah.
So, in terms of making an album, which process do you most enjoy? Is it the songwriting, is it the recording, or is it the rehearsing? What about making an album do you really like a lot?
The writing most.
The writing.
And I really like when the writing comes together, like when all parts and pieces kind of fall into place. But I must admit that kind of the individual act of, you know, that is something that usually has it has a strange effect on me. I get really unhappy if I don't do that for a long time. Like, you know, even if I don't have piano or whatever, if it's just me and a notebook, yeah, I really love that.
Okay, awesome. So, in terms of songwriting and doing all the lyrics, has it been consistent throughout all your albums, or do the other members experiment with like helping with lyrics, or does everyone pretty much just have their own set part in making an album?
It has kind of shifted with different albums. Like for the very first album, Martijn wrote like most of the material, and I actually only came in to write a couple of lyrics, but that's because I came in later. And you know, second record, you know, other band members wrote songs as well, but I think that Martijn and myself and Guus have kind of been the steady factors who are always there, and then sometimes someone chips in for a song, or you know, somebody, Oliver Phillips, who was producing our first two records, has always been there, like arranging a lot of stuff. So that's also kind of that also has been kind of a steady factor, but. Yeah, it shifts and it moves, and I think that is good, because it's always nice to see what kind of other creative influences bring to the table. But yeah, but these are kind of the steady things that are always in place. When it comes to lyric, actually, by now I do all of them, and I don't think I would feel comfortable. I remember on We Are the Others, there was a song that came partly from an external writer, and then I kept actually the lyrics of the chorus, but then I wrote the rest around it and adjusted the chorus a bit. This works, but I don't know, as a lot of these lyrics become so personal, it should be a really good match if somebody else writes lyrics and they are spot on. I think it could happen, but yeah, that would actually be a special thing if that would happen.
Wow, that sounds awesome. Yeah. Wow. All right, cool. So in terms of your music, what is it about your music that you think attracts the people to come to your music and make them come out to want to see you?
I think when it comes to why people want to come and see it live is that we really, you know, even though our music is pretty dark, I do think that we have very uplifting live shows. I think people always leave with a smile on their faces. I know we always leave with a smile on our faces, and it's just really, we want people to have a good time.
Good.
And yeah, and I think that's why they come back at least.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, yeah, the track Where Are the Others, I think that should probably be your anthem song. I really love that song. Yeah, the world of heavy metal usually needs more music like that, more lyrics like that. So yeah, thanks for all the information. We have a couple more personal questions for you. So what are some of the band's main interests outside of the music industry? Do you read, or do you do any interesting hobbies?
I read a lot. I write a lot. I draw.
Oh, nice.
And I mean, I just graduated from my studies, and I'm still thinking of a way to keep that. You know, I might do courses in the future because I'm actually really sad that my studies are over.
Oh.
Also because when you're on tour, it's very easy to get into this rhythm of Walmart, sleeping, drinking music, Walmart, sleeping, drinking music, and this is not really intellectually stimulating.
Yes.
So I would like to keep looking for something that keeps the radars going. But you know, anything creative I really like. So.
Wow, awesome. So how do your families feel about you guys being in a metal band and touring all over the world?
My family has always been very, very supportive.
Okay.
I'm really, really lucky with that, and I think it goes for the rest as well. Like Martijn's family helps out a lot as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're really happy with that. Really lucky with that. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I think if my parents found out I was in a metal band, they'd probably. I don't know what I don't want to find out what they do.
Okay.
So all right. So we basically have a question we like to ask all the bands we interview with We Love Metal. And that is, do you have any advice for bands who are trying to become known and noticed in the music industry?
Yes, I do. The thing is, you know, quality somehow is never a guarantee for success. Being out there or provocative or whatever you choose to get people's eyes, also never a guarantee for success. My best advice would be to really do what you love, because if you do that, then as cheesy as it sounds, this will absolutely shine through. People will notice it, and worst case, if you still, despite all your quality and love for your creative product, if you still don't get the success that you are longing for, you will still have done what you loved. So you know, nothing bad about that.
No, yeah,
so.
It's a good way of thinking about it, looking at things. So we're pretty much winding down on this little interview. So it was a pleasure to talk to you today. It was an honor. So when can we expect to see you guys in the States again?
Yeah, check the website.
All right, always check the website for any questions.
Yes.
So okay, cool.
It's going to be first half of 2015 for sure.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, count me in.
Yes.
So pretty much, are there any last words you want to give your fans and people listening?
Just thanks very much for the support, whether it's by buying our records or going to the show, or I know some people cannot afford those things. If it's just telling your friends, we appreciate it so much, and it makes us able to do what we do. So just thanks a lot, and hope to meet them on the road one day.
Okay, awesome. Very good words. Well, once again, We Love Metal thanks you for your time, and I thank you for your time as well. So Delain continues to give the metal community amazing music with unforgettable and intimate messages. So this is Fernando and Charlotte signing off. All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.